What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka JustTenMoreMinutes, aka the Freakin 10, back again with more Sabaton, this time Counterstrike. Now, pulling up the lyrics for it, the first thing that came up was right off of Sabaton.net, and it actually said the 6-day war resulted in a decisive victory against for Israel against Egypt, Jordan, and Syria simultaneously. So it kind of told me what it was about, and that wasn't intentional. It was more of, I went to go pull up the lyrics, and so I was trying to read real quick, and that's what came up. So it kind of gives me an idea what it's about, which I don't necessarily like all the time, but it quite honestly, it does help me from sounding like an idiot as the lyrics go through, and I have no clue what it's talking about. But obviously the lyrics do mention countries, because my eyes just kind of glance at lyrics, and I see these country names, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna have something to do with that, obviously. So it's not like it was a complete surprise, but the wars between those countries, just not something I know about. But again, that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn, and y'all can see this journey as it happens live. So with that being said, let's hear Counterstrike. Okay. Okay.
Drive back, surprise attack, take the West Wall. Next day, invade the main, over River Jordan, Syria, lost night, left for Golden Heights, strike without a warning, see the Syrian forces falling, Syria attacked, Israel crossed the lines of defense, ruling the Golan, 6 days of fire, 1 day of rest, June 67, taught them respect, control Jerusalem.
Interesting. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to process here, and my first thoughts are, when you're going through a song as quickly as this one is, and this is not a super long song at 3 minutes and 48 seconds, but at the same time, it's not a short song, right? I like the music. That opening drums, I love that, because it just, again, it kind of sets the stage, right? I mean, you could consider that gunfire, you could consider that, many different aspects of war, right? It's the cadence and the lyrics that I'm trying to determine if I like. Because if you're going to go that fast, do you want it rhyming or not? And they do mix some in. But again, this is 2005. So, in 2005, I would imagine that, Peyer was the one that mostly wrote these lyrics, because there's a little bit of rhyming, but not a lot. Kickstart, fighter launch, throttle set to full. Speed King, race to win, afterburners roaring. Ghost like Counterstrike, take them by surprise. Score 307, Israelis rule the heaven. Jordan attacks, Israel crush that. Futile attempt, controlled Jerusalem. Drive back, surprise attack, take the western wall. Next day, make them pay over River Jordan. Now, see, then when you read it, you've got this more sense of rhyming, but it's not coming across as clearly with the lyrics. Syria last in line, head for Golan Heights. Strike without a warning, see the Syrian forces falling. Syria attacked. Israel crushed their lines of defense, ruling the Golan Heights. 6 days of fire, 1 day of rest. June 67, taught them respect, controlled Jerusalem. I don't know that I'm a fan of the lyrics on this one. And it's not necessarily the lyrics, it's how broken up they are. But I really like the music to it. Let's keep it going, man, so I can kind of process this. So that second part grew on me. And then the ending actually grew on me again with the 6 days of fire, 1 day of rest. But the cadence is what threw me off on that one as well, because it works, but it doesn't work to me. But does it work for Sabaton? The answer is yes, obviously. See, when they went into the 3 nations fallen in the 6 days of war, traitorous neighbors receives as deserved. Under the sun and the dust of the war, one nation standing stronger than before. First into Egypt and sent them to hell, then turned their forces to Jordan. Climbed up the mountains where Syria awaits, break them in hours, protect Holy Land. I think it's a preference thing. Quite honestly, I think it's what it is, because I really like the music. the music itself. And there was a mix in there. I think it was the Protect Holy Land, when, you know, you had him singing, and then you had another instance in the other channel. But I think it's just a preference thing, because I like lyrics that are a little longer with, I don't want to say complete sentences, but are more than, you know, 2 or 3 words. But I truly think it is a preference. I don't, because they get the point across, right? They tell the story correctly. So if I look at it from that perspective, it accomplishes what they set out to tell the story of, you know, the 6-day war between Israel and these three other countries. Yeah. 6 day of fire, 1 day of rest, June 67, taught them respect, control Jerusalem. And I always like it when he extends a note and you get to hear his power voice. I'm always a fan of that because I love his voice. I'm going to say I'm mixed on this one. I'm not going to say whether it's, because it still connects with me because it tells a good story. I'm not a huge fan of the shorter lyrics, but that's a preference. So I think overall, I've got to say that I'm neutral on this one, where you know, it's not a favorite, but I don't hate it. Which I think is one of the first songs I've been kind of neutral on. Where there's some that just don't connect with me at all, or I absolutely love. This is one where it's kind of right in the middle. I'm going to play Switzerland on this one. Yeah. It gets across its point. It tells a great story. The music is great. But it's more of a preference of the shorter lyrics. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that, because there's no need for me to go back and forth, I mean, in my head of this, but it's one of those where, yeah, it's not one I'd have in my car playing, which is generally how I rate a lot of these, is would I play this in my car as I'm driving? In this instance, no. But it's not a bad song. I'm interested to see the history, though, because now, you know, getting past the song part and thinking about the story they're telling, you know, 6 days and taking out 3 countries, it's pretty impressive. So now I want to hear the history, which we will do tomorrow. I won't continue to let you just watch my mind babble back and forth. So y'all know who I am, what I'm about. I'll see y'all in the next one with the history tomorrow. I'm JTMM. Like, subscribe, and share. I'm out.